is actually being aware of my breath, and how easy it is. Maybe I have some resistance to it, like I was saying, or maybe I have a tendency to control it, to not let it flow by itself, actually. Can you see it from there? Not so much, huh? It's okay? And so if we see that there is some resistance or some trying to control, it's also a good moment to also take care of those controlling, because behind the control maybe there is some fear or something. So already there are some emotions that we can take care of actually. And once they are calmed down, we can come back to the instruction of, okay, breathing, I know I'm breathing in, and we can see that the quality of being aware of our breath is getting better actually. So already with that instruction we can already practice, and that's it. But we'll do it, we'll go a step further. Level 2 of the game. So breathing, I follow my breath all the way through. And breathing out, I follow my breath all the way through. Okay, let's try. So Brother Nyadvu will invite one sound of the bell, softer. And we'll see if we can follow the breath all the way through. And do one in-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath. And see if at some point suddenly, poof, you catch yourself getting somewhere. Okay? We'll try that. So how easy was that? Did you catch yourself having thoughts? Can you raise your hand just to have an idea? Okay, good. Me too. That's the problem when you give a talk, you have a tendency to think of what you will speak after. But I was able to follow it quite for some time. And again, that instruction doesn't look like much. But in some very challenging time of our life, it can make a big, big, big difference. Like I was saying, when there is an emergency, like Thai in Singapore, but I remember the sharing of one sister who were struggling with suicidal thoughts. And when Thai heard about it, he told her actually to try to follow her breath, which sounded like, okay. But actually, she realized that it was very hard actually for her to not go back to those thoughts actually. And it has been, it took her, I remember she shared that it took her at least 45 minutes to be able to follow 10 in and out breath. Until then, every time it was coming back. But she had faith in our teacher and faith in the practice. So she really put all of her being and all her heart into it. So after 45 minutes, she actually was able to do it and felt completely different from 45 minutes before. So that gives an idea of how a simple practice like that can have very deep effects, actually, if we put all of our heart into it. Like if it's a question of life and death, which is kind of the reality. So we will continue. And so breathing in again. Just trying to follow the right instruction. I am aware of my whole body. And breathing out. I am aware of my whole body. So again, it sounds a little bit funny, but if we really go back into our body, and you will have the chance to do that today after lunch for the deep relaxation, to really scan your body. And you may realize that there are some parts of the body that you are less aware of. And that there are some parts of the body that it's either we don't feel it as much as the other, or we don't feel it at all actually. I heard many people that sharing that, oh, there is that part of the body, I'm cut off, clearly. And so that's where it's actually very interesting. So we try to be aware of the whole body and see actually which part of our body is actually calling us, is actually trying to tell us something. And maybe with our usual everyday life, fast-paced life, we have been following a strategy of not listening to that part anymore, because we never have been able to find the time and space actually to take care of those parts. So here we have a great opportunity during that retreat to actually get back, reconnect, and re-communicate, re-establish communication with those parts of our body actually that has been calling us, and that we have not been able to find ways actually to be with. And that's the instruction after, which is breathing in. I am calming my body, I think. Just checking. I calm my whole body. And breathing out, I calm my whole body. So, let's do that. Get to a comfortable position. You can check. Maybe your body is telling you already something that maybe the position of the body is not so comfortable, so maybe you can change it. And with the sound of the bell, we'll see. Can I be aware of my whole body? Start to scan from the head, going through the arms, the chest, the belly, all the way down to my toes. And while I'm doing that, and breathing with it, is there any part of the body that is still actually not, somehow I'm skipping it naturally, or it's very hard actually to feel anything, or it's actually calling very strongly? And if I feel a place that needs my attention, I can calm, take care of, embrace that part of the body. So let's continue. Actually, with all of that, you already have a lot. If you can do that every time it's happening during the day, because you might actually realize that it's all day long that something is triggered in our body and that we can take care of it and calm it down. But the thing also is that we have limits. And we are not always able, because of social interaction, social duty, or we don't feel that it's appropriate at that moment to take care of ourselves, and maybe say to somebody, oh, stop, I need to come back to my body. Especially if you are driving, so please don't close your eyes. And so there are moments where it's more difficult to do it. So, but it doesn't mean that we have to push those parts of our body that is calling our attention. We can actually already communicate with those parts of our body and telling that part of that body. We can speak to it and tell it, okay, I heard you. Now is not the right moment, but later I will come back to you. But if you do so, you have to do it. It's like with the children. If you say to a child, so okay, now is not the moment to play around, but later we will play. So it's exactly the same with those parts of our body. we can actually make a kind of a contract with them. But it means that later on, we need to find a time and space where we feel safe enough, where we can welcome back what has been triggered, actually, during those moments. And after, there are also some strategies, like pretend that you need to go to the toilet. If it's very strong, oh, sorry, I have to go. It's a way also to evade some when it's really too strong for you. And so the toilets can become a real place of meditation, which normally, it is already. Part of our practice is also to honor those moments of our body needs, and that when we are brushing our teeth, when we are going to the bathroom, it's also a moment that we can choose to be a moment of practice, where we can actually come back to ourselves and take care of ourselves, rather than feeling I have to get rid of that so that I can do the next thing. Because anyway, you will have to do it. I mean, I don't know for you, but for me, I do. So we'll go to the second part of that beautiful sutra. So this first part was the body. And now we are entering the feelings. So we'll start actually to go a little bit with the mind. So breathing in, I feel joyful. And breathing out, I feel joyful. One of the first reactions when we see that the first time is to say, well, that's nice, but I'm not joyful. How do I do with it? So again, it's an invitation. So if you hold it as a mirror, you will see how joyful you are. Maybe you can even have a scale from 1 to 10. Maybe it's 1 right now, or even 0. Or you're already joyful, and that's great. That doesn't like it, but it's a very important part of the practice that we often, especially in the beginning, I had the tendency to completely ignore that part, because I came to the practice with wanting to get rid of my suffering, because I was still thinking that there must be a way to get rid of. I don't want the suffering, I just want happiness. I don't know for you, but if there is a way that I can have only happiness and no suffering, great. And I think that actually advertising is very good at making us believe that if you buy that, you will get happiness. Or you will get closer, I don't know. And so that was the first reaction. And I think we have to honor also that part of us, that because it's like a child in us that is saying that, no, I don't want suffering, I want happiness, and that's it. Don't bother me with joy and things like that. I want to get rid of my suffering. And part of the way is actually to try to do that, and to realize that it's not so easy. And the more we try to just get into suffering and take care of our suffering, the more we might actually drawn into our suffering. So the practice is actually to make space, enough space, create conditions so that we can take care of our suffering. And the best way to do that is what you are doing right now, actually. is to offer you time and energy and people on the way that have the same aspiration as you, to actually create the condition to welcome your suffering. So slowly I realized that how joy actually in life was important, and that's maybe why we were singing those kindergarten songs before every walking meditation. Like even have the gesture like breathing in, breathing out, and joyful like a flower. Or this afternoon I saw that we will have dance as an exercise. So that's a great way actually to let your inner child express himself or herself or themselves. And that will create so much space actually, so that whenever suffering will come, you will be able actually much easily to actually welcome it and embrace it. And what may even happen is that because some parts of your body will know that now the conditions are ripe for them to come, you might have also some deeper stuff. That's often what is happening during retreats that are coming, because you are in a safe place and you are creating the conditions for it to be embraced. So don't be afraid if you have some strong suffering also that is coming at some point. It's because you have the right conditions also to bring it. And there is an inner wisdom in the body that knows when to make it come actually. And you will have the help of the brothers and sisters and your fellow practitioners to actually put a name on it and embrace it all together. One thing that really struck me with our teacher, Thai, Thich Nhat Hanh, is that sometimes, because when I came to Plum Village, I also really observed him. I really wanted to understand what is a Zen master, what is that whole thing about. And so I was really looking at him, how he is, and sometimes he could be very